Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dimitri Johnson, and you're listening to MMALatestNews.com.
It's time to roll, baby.
Yo.
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Trying to get by. How's isolation been for you? How's this lockdown?
Oh, man, it's been great. You know, I'm spending time with my girl and my family. I'm still able to train, not as far as a team-wise training, but I'm able to, like, run. I'm able to do one-on-one with my boxing coach up in the Bay Area and do a little jiu-jitsu, like I said, one-on-one, nothing with group. But I feel great. I'm looking great. I'm ready to fight at any time.
Yeah. In terms of the gym and stuff like that, is everything completely shut down still, or any signs of them opening back up?
Yeah, everything is shut down right now. I leave to LA tomorrow to work one-on-one with AJ and Antonio. So, like I said, we're just practicing at a very minimum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no groups, just very minimum. So I'm doing a lot of one-on-one training with, Antonio McKee and AJ, and pretty much going it from there, just taking it one day at a time, because we don't know when all this lifts up. Who knows? All of a sudden, all the band. Oh, don't forget Musa. What's up, Musa? Don't forget. Who knows? This stuff can be lifted up this week, and all of a sudden, Bellator, like, we got an event next week. Can you be ready?
Yeah.
So I want to stay ready. I want to stay fit, and I want to stay ready to go at any day possible.
That's it. So, I read a transcript before where you were saying you're basically like a Bellator veteran at this point in time. But when did this all begin for you? What was the initial attraction to MMA that kind of kickstarted for you?
As like what got me into it, like,
Yeah.
overall. Well, when I was back in 2013, I was living in Stockton. You know, I didn't really have a job. You know, I would just go 24-hour fitness and just work out. I had no meaning. You know, I was,
Mm-hmm.
working at T-Mobile, part-time. So I'm walking to 24-hour fitness. A guy named James Lee Hardman approaches me and like, hey, I noticed you look like you have dedication. You ever thought about doing MMA fighting? I'm like, what the hell is MMA fighting? I've never even heard of this. He's like, oh, let me show you.
Yeah.
He's like, come by my gym Monday. It's like self-defense. Come by my gym Monday and I'll show you. So I go to his gym on Monday. I'm like, yo, what's this? A cage? I've heard of boxing, but not MMA. He was like, here, I'm going to show you on YouTube. So he shows me Bellator. This was the first time I've ever heard of Bellator. It was just my first time hearing MMA. He shows me Bellator and the UFC. I'm like, bro, these guys are too good. I would never compete in this organization called Bellator. So I did it for about a couple of weeks. I started picking up a little moves, like a little basic guillotine chokes, a little striking. He's like, hey, you look pretty good. He's like, I'm gonna put you in your first fight. At this time, I'm like, why not? I can do it for the girls, to look good for the ladies. He'd be like, yo, I'm an MMA fighter, the showboat. So as I got into it, I started actually winning these fights. It's just off pure athleticism. So when I broke up with my girl in 2016, I lost everything. We broke up. I was living with friends, house to house. I met Antonio on Facebook. I was like, hey, I want to be a fighter. He's like, come on by. We got a fight house for you. You can train with us. This time I'm an amateur. So I go over there with Antonio. AJ is like, hey, man, you need a job? AJ McKee's like, hey, you need a job? Is that
He got you a stripper job, didn't he?
Yep, he got me a stripper job.
I thought that was just a gimmick.
Yeah, so, man, I didn't have no job when I was living in LA. I was living with Antonio McKee and AJ McKee. AJ got me a job at his club called Club Ohm, and I started being a stripper there for about a couple of months, making income and stuff. So then all of a sudden, I'm fighting. Bellator's like, hey, we got an opening if you got any debuters. So then, or anybody who wants to fight. I'm like, cool, So Antonio got me the Bellator fight. I believe it was in April. And then the rest was history, man. Besides me going to Colombia 1 week before the fight and partying and acting a fool before the fight. Oh, man, it was wild. But that's how I pretty much got into MMA.
Yeah, very good, very good. And how long were you training before you had your first fight, even amateur fight?
Man, 2 weeks. The dude was like, hey, you ready to fight? I was like, When? Oh, we booked you a fight 2 weeks from now in Reno. I'm like, oh, snaps. You know, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I drunk like a gallon of soda the next day, not knowing I was supposed to get down to 150. Bro, it was the worst weight cut of my life because I cried that day in the sauna. I was crying. Like, man, I cried a couple of times getting ready for a fight. But, hey, everybody out there. But, man, it was fun. It was like, bro, like it was so fun.
That's good. So when Bellator came calling, was there any hesitation considering you hadn't had any pro fights in a lesser organization, maybe a couple of independent events or anything like that?
Well, they knew who I was because I was very entertaining. A lot of my amateur fights, I would come out singing and dancing, you know, putting on a little cosplay. That was my personality. But I knew that before I met with Antonio, I had my pro fight with Bellator before I met Antonio McKee.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But I knew that I was going in there as a stepping stone. And James Hardman was like, hey, you're going in, you're fighting a guy who's 5-1. It's a stepping stone, but let's just see what happens. Let's get your foot in the door. As long as we get your foot in the door,
Yeah. It creates
it's like it creates opportunities. Put your name in the lottery. See if you get picked, So as I did that, I lost first round. I didn't have no experience just besides me cutting weight, no proper training.
Mhm.
I ended up moving with a prestigious team as Team Body Shop, and then I started learning how to fight properly. I never knew how to fight. It was just me being like, oh, backyard. I was what you call a weekend warrior. That's who I was. I was literally a weekend warrior,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And so when you look back at it, like you came over here to Dublin the first time round to fight James Gallagher, and that was only your third pro fight. Now, when you think about it, it was your third pro fight, a co-main event against a fighter in his own hometown. Was that something that you thought maybe now thinking back, do you think, right, I probably shouldn't have took that step and I should have been more calculated?
Well, I mean, anybody would have took the opportunity because it's Bellator, the biggest stage in the world, one of the biggest stages in the world, especially co-maining. I think about it a lot, and it's like, okay, I knew what I could have done. I had the power, just didn't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people give me a lot of mess about it. Oh, you lost to James Gallagher. But, bro, that was like my third pro fight ever, and I'm on my 12th pro fight already.
Yeah.
So let's see the difference of the outcome if I fought him now.
Yeah.
I'm on a 5-fight win streak. I grapple and, overpower everybody I fight because I understand what's going on in the ground game. But a lot of that experience with that came to what I am. That James Gallagher fight fueled me to the top. I got so much fire and so much determined to fight this man again. My end goal is to fight James Gallagher again in Ireland, to kick his ass. And that's why I'm on a 5-fight win streak, because every fight I approach, if this is James Gallagher. Yeah. Everybody that I fight, I'm like, this is the fight. If I win this fight, I fight James Gallagher next. So that's how I approach it, and a lot of people don't know. Mostly Bellator people do, but me and James Gallagher hold the most views in international history for Bellator MMA at 960,000 views.
I did not know that. I have to be honest.
That has not been beat.
That's impressive.
Has not. Yeah. Imagine a James Gallagher versus Taylor too.
In Dublin.
In Dublin or America.
So the only reason I asked is because when you did start off, you went 1-3 in your career, and then your record slipped. But like you've said, you went on this 5-fight win streak now. So the only reason I ask is that because you've had this win streak, you've had this level of consistency. But when you look back, was it just a case of fighting these prospects too much too soon?
Absolutely.
Like Adam Boris.
Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Like when you think of people like I was kind of put in a situation like Aaron Pico, fighting top dogs right off that. When you look at AJ, Aaron Chalmers, Baby Slice,
Yeah.
When you MVP, they started off fighting guys, 0-0 debuters, 1-1, 2-0, 2-2, 4-4, 5-2. You know, that's how they started progressing. I went off that, fought somebody 5-1, 9-0, 5-0. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would be like, yo, I'm done fighting.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to experience the level of competition that I had because I was just thrown in the wolves. But then Bellator realized, like, oh, shit, this guy can be a superstar because he's able to promote the fight, get people involved, and he's very entertaining. If we just learn how to fight, this guy can be a megastar. And I didn't have that confidence because, yeah, I had my coaches around, but I never had an organization around me to help build me up.
Yeah, that
So,
backed you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going into these other fights. I'm all depressed. You know, I never took it serious because I'm partying, you know, messing around. I never took it serious. So when I went 2-5, I was like, Antonio was like, quit. You're done. You're not fighting no more. Just quit. Retire. You don't want to take it serious. So then I was like, I'm going to take it serious. So that's when I started training really hard. My first fight back in Ireland was when I fought Dean Barry. I was like 2-5, definitely the underdog. Took him out, got the W. Then 3 weeks later, I fly to England for Bama again,
Mike
and I
Hale.
fight Meg Hells, who's 5-0. Everybody knew. They said it was a guy named Piglord on Twitter. He knew. A lot of people knew. They was like, that pretty boy Taylor, he's better than what his record shows because he's fought in tougher opponents and he overcame mental illness, everything. So I fought Mike Helms, dominated him. Then I go to Combate. You know, I'm begging Bellator to bring me back. Like, bring me back, bring me back. I'm ready. They was like, no, keep getting some wins. I go to Combate. I beat this guy. We're the same record. I'm about 5-5. He's about 5-6. So I beat him, dominate him, unanimous. Then I go fight for the URCC lightweight champ. Out of nowhere, hey, you want this title shot? My teammates like, don't take this fight. It's a setup. It's a setup. You're in someone's hometown. You're going to lose. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got this. I go to San Francisco, even though I'm from Alameda. Alameda is like 15 minutes from San Francisco, but I'm in the hometown guy's house. I kick his ass. I'm 6-5. I'm like, cool. I'm on a 4-fight win streak. I'm like, yeah, I can't be beat. I'm training day in, day out. All of a sudden, this is when AJ fought Georgie, when he knocked him out, right? Remember when AJ fought Georgie I get into it with Chris Avila. I'm like, yo, like, you know, I walk up to Nate and Nick and Nate. I'm like, yo, what up, Nate? What up, Nick? Hey, good luck on your fight with Jorge. I'm rooting for you, bro. He's like, thanks, brother. All of a sudden, I walk up to Chris. I knew who he was, but I didn't know him personally. I reached out my hand to shake him. He just gave me that. I'm like, all right. I'm going to beat your ass one day when we fight. This had to been probably September. All of a sudden, we in December, right? Antonio's like, call me. Call me. He's like, hey, Bellator wants you to fight Chris Avila. I'm like, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Man.
When you fought Chris, that was obviously got you your fifth win consecutively. But your previous 6 were all lightweight fights. Would you contribute the move to 155 as what kind of jump started the resurgence, you could say?
Yeah, I tell people like this. I fought at 145. I walk around about 185. That's a lot, about 40 pounds I got to cut.
Yeah.
You small promotions ain't paying me enough moolah to drop to 40 pounds. These small promotions are going to pay you about $15,000, $2,000. That's not worth dropping 40 pounds, bro. Taking that big risk. Now, if he was paying me 10 grand, that's a different story. I'll take that risk to drop down that weight. So, you know, I had so much respect for Bama because they gave me a lot of freeway. They gave me the opportunity to express my personality. So I was able to drop down to 150. I'm like, okay, I'll do 150 for you guys. But lightweight's been good for me. You know, yeah. I've been walking around now at 170. So I feel stronger. I feel faster. But I know naturally that 145 is my weight class. Now, I'm fighting at 155 being lazy because I don't want to cut the weight.
Yeah.
But you pay me the money, I'll drop down. don't ask me about 135 because I'm not making that weight cut. But I like 155 depending on the opponents. I got a lot of people who I want to fight at 155, which can have some names. Definitely Kiefer Crosby if he ever wants to drop down to 55. I like Sidney Outlaw. He's pretty cool. I like him. He's dope. That's somebody who I can see myself fighting in the future. Aaron Chalmers, of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. Benson Henderson will be a dream fight one day. If I ever fight Benson Henderson, that's something I would love. Just to be like, I grew up watching this guy fight. It would be an honor to fight somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know, legendary fighter.
Absolutely. At least you had after the Chris Avia fight, you had probably the biggest co-sign of your career from The Rock.
Oh man, it was amazing.
How was that? That interaction has been crazy.
Bro, after the fight, people was like, "Yo, Ant, you're trending. I'm like, huh? Like I barely squeaked out a victory. He's like, bro, you're trending. The Rock is retweeting your shit. I'm like, oh snaps, bro. I was like the hottest dude that night. Like, I totally understand that, you know, Julia Budd and Cyborg was fighting.
Yeah.
Even though after the fight, my people's elbow was the top of the subject of the whole MMA world that whole night, that weekend.
Yeah, that must have been pretty real.
Bro, I was like the most happiest guy ever in the world. I was like, man, that was my idol. And the day of the fight, I messaged The Rock on Instagram. I didn't know if he read it or not, but I was like, hey man, you're my idol. You're one of my childhood idols. I'm gonna get this win for you.
That's someone kind of took note of looking over your social media. So if you're a big wrestling fan, would I be correct in saying that?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up on wrestling. My smack talking is the reason why. Wrestling is the reason why I have this smack talking. Because
I can see a lot of that in you, to be fair. You have, and I mean this in a compliment, you remind me a lot of D'Lo Brown.
Oh,
D'Lo Brown was?
I know D'Lo Brown.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown, when he shake his head, when he's nation I forgot what it's called. But people don't understand. Like, I take a lot of stuff from those wrestlers. Like, I have a lot of Rock swag, but I like to play the Triple H role, the bad guy. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna marry your girlfriend. I'm gonna take her from you, and you all gonna want to watch me fight because y'all all gonna want to see me lose.
Yeah.
And the more I win, the more I talk shit, and the more you guys get upset and want to watch me fight to lose.
I find a lot of MMA people are taking that now, that role, the WWE promo role, and bringing it into creating a gimmick, essentially, you could say. But it helps generate sales and stuff like that and make people want to tune in. Like you said, win or lose. Is that was that ever something you considered? Maybe trying to get an audition for a tryout for NXT or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. If they called right now, bye. Bro, my brother, his name is Rico E. Anderson. He's a famous actor in Hollywood. Man, he used to see me coming in my room. My mom used to have this huge dresser. I used to have this little stuffed panda bear. It's flexible. I used to jump off the huge dresser on my bed. I had to be about like four or five, you know, in middle school, doing the Swanton bomb. You know, me and my friend, people rock bottoming each other on the bed, doing backflips off the bro. That was like our dreams, our goals, you know, to be in the WWE. You know, I'm blessed because I have the opportunity to showcase my personality with Bellator. You know, WWE is like the end goal for me. Definitely. Yeah. I would drop everything for WWE if they was like, hey, we like you, come on board. Because, man, look at the opportunity is there for you. You're on TV every single week.
Absolutely.
You get to express yourself, and I know I ain't gonna get no corny name from Vince McMahon. I'm gonna come in there as the pretty boy, the ladies' man, everything. That's my dreams. But right now, I gotta focus one step at a time, one fight at a time. Because the more I win, the closer I get to WWE.
The dream, yeah. So you mentioned Aaron Chalmers there a second ago, and before we get to him, I wanted to ask you, what is your current Bellator status? Is like, do you have an exclusive contract with them now, or are you a free agent?
I'm a free agent.
Okay.
Definitely a free agent. My manager is really good buddies with Sean Shelby and Mickey Maynard.
Yeah.
From UFC Matchmakers. They're like close. They know who I am. They told my manager, we call him the Golden Jew. I don't know why he wants us to call him the Golden Jew. So he was like, hey, we've been watching your guy, Pretty Boy. We noticed that he's on a 5-fight win streak. If he gets to 10-5,
it's something to look at.
Yeah, that's something we look like. And if he gets some 2 finishes out of those next 3 fights, we'll give him a 2-fight deal. That's something that my manager was kind of insinuating. Like, hey, Anthony, if you get to 10-5 and you get some finishes when you're in 10-5, UFC's taking you. But he's like, hey, I like Bellator route because they want to help build you. They want to help build your brand. You go to UFC, you're going in there with straight killers. Yeah, your social media goes up faster, but you get to take your time with Bellator. You know, same thing Antonio told me. You know, I started my career. I'm a loyal guy. I started my career with Bellator. I would like to finish my career with Bellator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I'm close with a lot of the main people there. I'm very close with Scott. I'm very close with Mike, Rich, Chow, Jane, Ian. A lot of the guys that I'm very close, and they're like family because it's not like they don't approach you as if this is a business transaction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more of how you feel. We're family. Let me know. If you need to talk, let's talk.
Accommodate.
It's not it's not like, oh well, we gotta cut you because budgets and we can't fight you for a year. If you don't want to fight, you don't have to fight. If you want out your contract, we'll let you out your contract. No big deal. You know, it's not like a big corporate, you know, like a mom. Bellator is kind of like mom and pop. I want to take care of my customers, my people. You know, UFC is kind of like Walmart, or you know how you know everything.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what led to the Aaron Chalmers call it? Was that just a pure, like, I don't know, it's a spotlight fight, isn't it? So was that just something you were targeting, or is there something about him stylistically that you want to fight him?
Overall, I think it's a great fight. I've been wanting to fight Chalmers for a long time, but I couldn't fight him because they would have looked at it like, oh, you're too experienced to be fighting our guy. He's new in Bellator. That, you know, this is what I would have been told. If I would have approached Bellator, they would have said, listen, he's new. We want to build him up. We want to build his record. He's only been fighting for about a couple of years. Why would we put him in with you? That's would have been my assumption if I would have came at bat with him last year about that. But now, me and Chalmers, no hard blood between us. He's one of the sweetest guys I've ever met.
Yeah, he's a good boy,
Yeah, great family guy, great father, husband, very entertaining, loving guy. I just like him because he's a cool guy, and I want to fight him. We're both glory whores. Understand? We are glory whores. We love the limelight. We love all the attention. He's 5-2. I'm 7-5. Me beating Chalmers, I don't really get nothing besides followers and attention and a lot of European followers, because they're like, okay, you beat a guy who's 5-2 who's only been doing MMA for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. But if Aaron Chalmers beats me, it's like, oh, well, Aaron Chalmers has been improving. He's serious about his fighting craft. He's beating a guy who's a veteran, and he's pretty good now.
So you
know,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, so I was just going to say, so you feel like if he beats you, that basically solidifies him as a legitimate...
You're a real fighter. Yeah, no. Not a legitimate contender. You're a fighter now. You're just not no poshy guy from Geordie Shore who wants to be a fighter. Yeah. You're a fighter now. That's the real... I was what you call the gatekeeper. I am the gatekeeper. You want to consider yourself a fighter? Fight me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I suppose you can split that, can't you? You can kind of twist that mentality, I suppose. If you look at yourself as a gatekeeper, usually that's a negative effect. But if you want to turn it around, say, okay, come fight me. That's how you're approaching it now, is it?
Right. Yo, absolutely. Like I said, I play the Triple H role all the time.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. What gives me the edge over these guys is when I come to their house, because all my career, I'm from Alameda. There's nothing. There's no local fights out in Alameda. I had to fight Fresno, Stockton, Sacramento, LA. I had to go to people's backyards and fight. Had to go to Ireland. Had to go to Budapest. Had to go to England. So it's like you're living on the road and you're used to it. You staying home. It's like me fighting in San Jose. That's not my hometown. I'm fighting somebody who's a local from San Jose. So I'm used to going to other people's houses and fighting them with no pressure. There's no pressure on me because I'm used to this. And there's more pressure on you because it's like you're going, especially when you're in England, they're like, man, you're going to let this American guy beat you up? And I tell Bellator all the time, I want to fight overseas. I don't like fighting in America. I want to travel the world and fight overseas. I want to build my brand overseas. I tell them, like, bro, I'm more famous in Ireland than I am in the States. Everybody know who the pretty boy in Ireland.
You're pretty known here, all right, yeah. So,
yeah.
I know you said you like to fight overseas, and you did say one time you wanted to fight in Newcastle, which obviously Aaron Chalmers is from. But you said you wanted to fight Sean Gilly there. Do you remember having this interaction with him on Twitter?
Yeah, man, he kind of like mic'd up, like he called me out and then he deleted the tweet. I'm like, come on, bro, don't be doing that. I know who's your agent or manager. I forgot how you say their names.
The agent, yeah.
Kawaki. Yeah, man, I didn't have an agent. I was about 3 and 5. I begged those guys to take me in. I'm gonna be a star. I'm getting my career. I'm turning it around. Take me in. He's like, okay, we'll take you in. We'll see. Never heard from him again, ever. So then they signed Sean, some DJ. He calls me out. I was like, oh, let me build my record. I'm like, no. Don't work like that, bro. No, you don't call me out. Don't call out the biggest loudmouth in Bellator and think you're going to get away with it for free. No, you're going to fight me. I'll give you about 3 fights into your career, but then after that, we're going to fight.
Yeah. It seems like you're definitely in a good place now to call for these fights. When there was a time when you were in like a negative record, let's say, was there like a lot of doubt? You touched on mental illness and stuff earlier on. Was there a lot of doubt seeping in, and when did you realize that kicking in?
A lot of that came from the James Gallagher fight. That fight is what made me spiral into depression. That fight with Gallagher is what put me in a very bad place because I'd never been humiliated before. Like, I've never been put in a spot where people are like saying you suck all over social media, just talking really bad. It really put me in there. I was going through it with my ex-girlfriend at the time, just really going through a really tough time. And that fight just really made me depressed. I didn't understand. I remember that Pat Curran reached out like, hey, I understand how you feel. You can do it. And then when Pico came to train with us, I saw Pico, Pico had his ups and downs, and I see how he handled it. And I understood I understand how he felt. That determination of me trying to fight James Gallagher motivated me to the fullest. I want to fight James Gallagher so bad that I don't care who I fight to get to him. I'll do it.
Now, what way do you see that working out though for you? Because you're now currently at 155. You did say you would drop to 145. But Gallagher's also a weight class below than that as well. So where do you see this taking place?
45. Gallagher will come up and fight me.
You think so?
I don't know if you guys said. I don't know if you've seen on my Twitter when I posted something with Gallagher. In the DMs, Gallagher was like, "Win more fights, then I'll fight you again."
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he said, "Win more fights, I'll give you another fight again." Okay, cool. Bellator's not going to allow me to fight him with a 7-5 record.
Yeah, I can understand. It's a marketing thing, isn't it?
Yep. But if I go 10-5, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, Anthony's on an 8-fight win streak. He's improved, and he's dominated everybody's fight." That's going to be a good fight at 145.
Yeah. And
Why
same
not bring
kind of thing with Chalmers. He kind of jumps up and down. So is that a 55 thing, or would you be comfortable taking that fight at a catch weight?
55, but if he can't make 55, I'll give him 160.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he's made 55 about twice now.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be no experience, and there's no fight scheduled. So you have no choice why you shouldn't be in shape right now for the 55 fight. You know, there was a person, Chris Bungard, has been trying to fight me for so long. Like, this guy wants
I've seen something about that. Yeah, go ahead.
Man, it's like, bro, I'll fight you, but I ain't getting paid to fight you. I'm not getting paid enough. I'm not getting paid enough to fight you, bro. You're fighting. I'm not scared to fight nobody. We all know that. Mm-hmm. I don't pick and choose. Bellator tell me, hey, can you fight this guy? I say yes. Let's do it. He's fought in top guys.
Yeah.
You know, he's fought champions. Terry Brazier.
He's a top 10.
He's a top 10 guy. He's fought in Brett Bramus, who was the champion, and he got to fight him. It's like, bro, unless Bellator is paying me 25 to 30 grand to fight you, bro, we not fighting. Because you probably making that much money, and I'm not going to be getting stuck while you making $35,000 and I'm making about $2,000 just to fight you. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Now, me fighting Chalmers, that makes total sense because he's 5-2. I go to England, all those little fine-ass, Gordy Short female friends. Whoa! All those fine-ass friends of his, oh, man, they coming with me after the fight. And I tell them, you bring your fine-ass Gordy Shore friends, all those girls with the big lips, all that stuff. They're going to watch you get your ass whooped. You know, he says, oh, I'm going to knock you out. Nah. You know what I'm going to do to you, Aaron. Stop playing. I'm going to beat you up. You talking about Team Renegade's the best. Yeah, right. Team Body Shop. Pound for pound, Bellator got the best team. Pound for pound. Ain't nobody stopping us.
It's interesting. So I'll let you jump out here now in just a sec. So an ideal scenario for you, when and who do you think will be your next opponent? Not like what if, like, you know what I mean? But if you can pinpoint something, who do you think and when it'll be?
Aaron Chalmers, England.
Yeah, you think that'll happen, yeah? Have Bellator been in contact about potentially putting on shows again?
Nope, but I'll get it done for a fact. For a fact. Even if I got to fly myself out there, I'll get it done.
Brilliant. So, well, thanks. First of all, thanks very much for your time. If you want to say anything to people listening, this will be going up on YouTube as well. So if you want to say anything to your fans, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey, what up, everybody? I want to say thank you guys for listening and watching our video today. You guys can reach out to me on Twitter, Anthony_for_real. Also, reach out to me on Facebook, Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Give a shout out to Pure Kana, CBD oil, the best oil in the business. Elevate, good for recovery. Egg Whites, Lana Egg Whites, Team Body Shop, AJ McKee, Slice, Antonio, everybody there. I want to say thank you guys, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to showcase my ability to talk and promote.
No problem at all. Andy, thanks very much for your time, and we'll speak again soon, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Take it easy, mate.
I will.